groundbreaking virtual reality and robotics. The first panelist I'm going to introduce is from NASA, Brandon. If you want to come join us up on stage, Brandon. And then we also have Patrick Neff from TechSef, Texas Scholastic Esports Federation. And then last but not least, we have Catherine Pickavance with Galveston ISD Robotics. Yeah. All right, guys. So first I'm going to have you introduce yourself and who you're with. So Brandon, if you want to kick it off.
Sure, I'm Brandon Hargis from NASA Johnson Space Center's Office of STEM Engagement, and I'm the Activity Manager for the Spacesuit User Interface Technologies for Students.
Fantastic. And Patrick, you want to introduce yourself?
Howdy, my name is Patrick Neff. I am the Director of Gaming for the Texas Scholastic Esports Federation. Yeah.
Awesome. And then Ms. Pickavance, you want to introduce yourself and tell people who you are and what you do?
I'm Catherine Pickavance, and I oversee robotics for Galveston ISD.
Awesome. Woo! GISD Robotics. And so, of course, if you can't tell, the NASA booth is right there. Go check these guys out, ask questions. And then, of course, we've got GISD Robotics over there, so go check them out and ask questions. TechSef has a booth over there. You can check them out and ask questions as well. So, Brandon, let's kick it off with you. Let's talk a little bit about virtual reality and tell us what's the difference between augmented reality and virtual reality?
Well, that's a great question. Both are really approaching from different angles. So virtual reality immerses you in a different reality. So it replaces pretty much everything that you see. If you put on a VR headset and you don't turn it on, it's much like a blindfold, right? Because you're replacing the real world is being replaced. Whereas with augmented reality, it's augmenting your vision. So you still see the real world environment, but you have augmented, imposed, whether it be images, text, video, that also is imposed in your vision. So as you move, you're seeing the real world environment, but your vision is augmented with these other capabilities.
Virtual reality is really cool, but augmented reality is kind of like a step beyond that.
Yeah, it really is, in that it enables you to continue to interact with your real environment and augment that with these other capabilities.
And Patrick, tell us a little bit about how TechSef is involved with virtual reality robotics, how you guys promote it, how you help people get involved with that.
Right, so we are, our focus is esports and competition, and right now the virtual reality world and esports is still kind of disconnected, but we're a couple of years away from seeing on-stage, full virtual reality immersion competitions. You already have all the technology for that. Anybody who saw Ready Player One, it's funny, when that book came out, everything about it was very outlandish and far out there, and by the time the movie came out, everybody was going, oh, I've got one of those. You know, it's moved so quickly in that space, and there are already immersive games that are competitive, and you're starting to see that pop up. You're starting to see esports leagues lead into that, and so from that perspective, VR is kind of the next big thing in esports. I think we're maybe 5 years or less away from having that kind of competitive, again, students strapping into one of those the parabolic treadmills, throwing on the headset, and running around in a virtual environment, which I'm excited about because it'll bring in more of the physical aspect of esports rather than just the sitting at a device and play.
And Catherine, tell us about your champions over here, your winning champions, and about what you do to lead the robotics team at GISD.
So, Team 400 from Galveston ISD recently was the world qualifying team. We had more teams than any other school or district in the world. We had 8 qualifying teams during COVID season, so that was a really big deal. They were amazing. They overcame all sorts of obstacles, and they learned how to compete virtually, which was new, with teams from Japan and all over the world, and it was beyond neat to see them create alliances with those teams and get to communicate on the side and overcome a few language barriers with a few teams. So it was really neat to see them take off.
Tell us about how many times you've won. I mean, the GISD Robotics truly is a hidden gem of Galveston. Nobody knows how many of these students have won, and tell us about the championships.
I really don't think we have a tally running yet on how many we've run. Every year they bring home so many medals, from tournament champions to the Excellence Awards. We have a few design, I mean, they pretty much clean house at almost every tournament they go to. I think we had one tournament where the kids decided to rebuild their robots the night before that will forever live on in our classroom, but they built their robots the night before, and it was a disaster. But other than that, I think they cleaned house at every tournament they've gone to. So,
well, just to interject on that, because these are some of my kids too, that Excellence Award she's talking about, which they've won quite a few of, it's not just winning the competition part of it. They also have to maintain an engineering notebook. They have to do interviews. So it's way more than just, oh, we won the game. It is the highest level award they offer. You can be tournament champion and not get the Excellence Award. So when they win those, that's not a small thing.
it definitely carries the most prestige out of any other award offered. So to see them pull that off is just amazing.
And don't we have a special event coming up in November?
We do. Thanks to you guys, we have been awarded the signature event for our region. So we'll be hosting a world qualifying event November 12th and 13th. We'll have teams from our region, which is Texas and Louisiana, as well as teams from all over the world. So we're very excited about that.
That's super exciting. I can't wait for November and see all the students and all the robots. It's going to be super fantastic over at Moody Gardens.
I think
We're going to have a lot of fun.
We have about close to 50 teams registered. So
50 teams already registered?
So.
You guys got to check that out in November over at Moody Gardens. Brandon, tell us a little bit more about what NASA is doing with virtual reality. If you can tell us a little bit about the VR lab that you guys have over there at NASA and some of your missions, goals, and objectives.
So with virtual reality in the VR lab, there's a lot of work being done to help us understand more about how we would work on the southern pole of the moon and returning to the moon, to the lunar surface with the mission Artemis. And the Artemis mission is really geared towards returning us to the moon as a stepping stone to go on to Mars. And so the ability to train within virtual reality environments and prepare astronauts for the type of extravehicular activities that they'll be doing on the surface of the moon is very important, as well as in training and using the tools and the spacecraft that they'll be using. The challenge that I work with students on at the undergraduate and graduate level is known as NASA Suits, or the Spacesuit User Interface Technology for Students. We challenge them to work in augmented reality and design user interfaces for the helmet bubble of the extra mobility unit. So it's the XEMU, which is the new spacesuit that is being designed for use on the lunar surface. And what that's helping us do is develop concepts for designs that can be incorporated into that suit for future missions. So students right now are designing concepts for an augmented reality interface that may make its way into a spacesuit of the future that can help astronauts identify tools that they need to use, identify geologic features, rocks that might make good samples to bring back and for us to study further, path optimization, getting from point A to point B, understanding how many resources you have in the suit in order to get from point A to point B. There's a lot of things that go into that in the design that our students who are on the edge of technology today and are learning about these things, and many of them are gamers and computer science majors, but there's also others from other disciplines really coming together into a systems engineering style of a team collaborating to make these designs. And we actually open our fifth year of this challenge on Monday, August 30th.
Awesome.
So if anyone out here knows undergraduate students, graduate students that'd be interested, they can join our challenge. They can go to NASA website called STEM for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, .nasa.gov/Artemis to learn more. And we'd love to have those teams put in a proposal to join us. We'll have a test week next May, and we hope to do some of that publicly at our visitor center at Space Center Houston. But all of the testing they do will actually be on site.
Very awesome.
At JSC. So yeah, very exciting.
Very awesome. Well, a shout out to Jack Moore standing in the NASA booth in the blue shirt. He took me over, yeah, he looked behind you. Who? He took me over to the virtual reality lab over to Johnson Space Center, and I was fortunate enough to do a VR drive the rover on the moon, where we landed on the moon. And this awesome experience where you're kind of floating around the space station, which is, it can make you, it's very surreal. I mean, you're floating around in space, and you can look out the window of the International Space Station and look down on Earth, and it's just, you start to feel like you're floating. It's the coolest thing.
Or you can take a flashlight, turn it on, and then just kind of toss it down and watch it as it spins, and watch the light move and change as it looks like it's real, right? It's very much a immersion in that experience.
It's very, very cool. So Patrick, tell us a little bit more about your mission with TechSef and how you're getting people involved in esports, virtual reality, and gaming in general.
So, TechSef's mission is really, we want to see an esports program at every high school and middle school in the state of Texas. Maybe the elementary schools too while we're at it, go big. But our real goal is to bring these programs in because, first of all, our kids are already playing video games. So if we can create a space for them to connect what they already love with the school that they're at, we see, and I can talk to any coach and they'll say the same thing. We see kids showing up more. We see them more involved. We see them passing classes so they can keep going. So in one way, it's a retention tool, but it also, in the esports world, every kid wants to be that successful streamer or that professional player. A lot like in sports, everybody wants to be the quarterback, or they want to be the star power forward or whatever in their sport. Most kids aren't going to play at the pro level, but that doesn't mean they can't take their love of the game and build a career around that. And so a lot of what we try and do is connect what kids are already interested in to a career pathway they may not even know exists. For every one competitive gamer, top level person, you have 40 or 50 jobs that pop up around them, and everything from production to design, talent management, event planning. All of that stuff still allows you to be connected to your passion, but also make a living at it. And that's something that we see as a way to get kids who may not know what they want to do or may not even know that's an option. You'd be surprised how many kids don't know. You hear doctor, lawyer, engineer, you hear the same careers over and over again. They don't know about all these other things. They don't know that they can make a living doing what they love. And so we really try and connect the competition side to the curriculum and the engagement side to help these kids find where they fit, to find their path, to find their home within the school.
Very awesome. And Ms. Pickavance, tell us more about how you took the lead on the robotics, just the whole robotics genre, and kind of pushed that to make that happen over at GISD.
It's definitely an evolution of the way we think of education. So to stem off what Mr. Neff said as well, and this might sound odd to educators or administrators, but you have to have fun before you can learn. And that sounds odd, but if you're having fun, it's kind of like, this is my analogy, but as a mom of 5, but it's like spaghetti. All your kids always love spaghetti, but they don't know that you're chopping up carrots and putting in vegetables in the sauce. They don't know that's there. And so if the kids are having fun and playing with their friends and hanging out and throw in some snacks, they don't know that they're actually learning tools that they can use in their career field. And it's almost like we hoodwinked them. We got them in there, and they're having so much fun that it becomes a social atmosphere. And what better place would anyone want their kids to be than actually asking to stay after school and work on projects? And it's like a privilege to get to do that. And so with GISD, we're implementing a robotics program this year at every single campus. So every student will have that opportunity, from pre-K all the way through our secondary dual credit students. And this is the first time that this has been done in our district, and I'm so excited about it.
And I'm very proud of all the work that you do and put into helping those students, getting them activated, and keeping them involved. It's fantastic what you do, so kudos to you and GISD. And for Patrick Neff, I'm kind of really jealous because when I was in school, there were no cool robotics programs, there were no cool esports programs, and now all these school districts are adding esports, computer labs, and kind of taking the step into that new technology world, the fast-paced technology that grows. By the time you buy a computer today, tomorrow it's already outdated. So it's really awesome that you're taking the lead at GISD on that, so thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
And let's jump into real quickly and having you guys share where people can find out more information about your mission's objectives. So tell us where we can find out more information about NASA and the virtual reality and augmented reality.
So I think if you go to NASA's website, nasa.gov, you can find a plethora of materials just simply by typing in augmented reality, virtual reality. I mentioned the website for Artemis Student Challenges and how you can join the Artemis generation, which was stem.nasa.gov/Artemis. And that's the resource for K through 12 as well as college and university students and educators. If you go to the NASA website, you can look for NASA Express, and NASA Express will actually allow you to sign up where you receive an email once a week and learn about all of the great opportunities that are out there for students, for educators, and for informal educators, maybe at museums or science institutions, or great institutions like the one that we're here for today with Galveston Esports. I mean, there are some awesome opportunities to get involved with NASA, and that's where I would direct you to go.
Awesome. And Patrick, before I ask you the same question to tell people how they can find TechSef, I want you to talk a little bit about the teacher workshops that we're going to be doing tomorrow for the teachers to help them learn about how they can add esports programs to their school districts. Quickly touch about the teacher workshops.
Sure. So tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. we will be hosting a series of 1-hour workshops that'll go through about 3 p.m. with a lunch break thrown in. And we're really going to be doing sort of an esports 101 kind of approach. What it is, how to get started, how to purposefully recruit for diversity, how to work with your IT and your administration. And so a lot of really useful information for those that maybe don't have a program yet or have one but haven't really gotten off the ground and haven't gotten going yet. And our goal is to just provide tools for educators to bring esports into their program, whether it's their campus or their district, whatever level you're at. So we're really excited about that, and it will be professional development hours too, so if you got to get those hours anyway, you might as well learn about video games instead
Continuing education credits? Yeah,
yes.
Awesome.
Because we've all sat through much, much less interesting professional development as educators. So all I'm saying is this one should be a little more fun. So we're really excited about that tomorrow. And, you know, those tools are going to be useful to any educator at any level of engagement that you're at.
And where are the teacher workshops going to be at?
Right over...
In the side breakout rooms.
Yeah, the breakout rooms right next door.
Down the hallway.
Like I said, it starts at 9 a.m. I think it's worth your while. If you're not signed up, please sign up, check it out. We will send you home with the ability to start a program, and if you get to an administrator who won't listen to you, I'll come talk to them. Like, I'll make the drive, I'll come talk to your administrators. We will get you started if you are interested. So please come check us out. Please get involved in that if you're interested. You can still get the passes on the website. And then for TechSef, find us pretty much every social media you can think of. We're at TechSef. Our website is techsef.org, TEXSEF. Yeah, come check us out. We put on seasons of competition. We have resources for teachers. We're all educators. We're here to help. So check us out.
And then Miss Pickavance, tell people how they can find out more about the GISD robotics teams and what you're doing over there with these awesome students.
So the GISD, their webpage also promotes us along with, they have a specified CTE or Career and Technical Education website that also advertises and markets what we're doing within the district. In addition to that, we also implement all basic social media platforms such as Facebook, Instagram.
And what's the name of your Facebook page? Ball High School.
We have a couple, so there's two. We have
Ball
the
High
Ball
School
High School
Robotics.
Robotics, and we just started a new one this week, which is GISD Robotics. So now we have two, and we're trying to branch off and get, since it's implemented at all the schools now and not just Ball High. Our original one was Ball High Robotics, and we still have that up and running for our high school kids, but we also have GISD Robotics, which markets all of our schools, pre-K through post-secondary.
Awesome. And how long will you guys be over here demonstrating the robotics abilities? And people can come up and actually play with them, right?
Yes, so we actually have our world qualifying robots from last season, and we
Awesome.
have those up and ready for the kids to, or for anybody. I think I've seen more adults than kids actually playing on them, but they're there for everybody to use and test out. We do have our new robots from this season, which are only for the kids to drive. They're a little protective of those because they're brand new and they're still testing them out and trying to build them and fine-tune them for competition. And we also have our Vex IQ setup. We have 5 robots over there that they can drive, and that's from this season. So this is a current game that people are more than welcome to drive robots for. The game's called Pitching In, and it looks like a giant war zone where they're throwing balls across the field into a basket. It's a ton of fun.
Awesome. So you guys want to play with some robots, go talk to Miss Pickavance. So are there any final things you'd like to say or want to share a favorite story or highlight any students?
They're all amazing. The high school kids are...
Good answer.
I mean, they stole my heart. While I might be working with all the campuses, the high school kids, I've just never seen any kids work so hard in my life. They're the most dedicated, and I enjoy all my time with
I remember when we came to GISD to talk to you, after hours, school was out, and you had kids up there just putting robots together, building the fields, and it's great to see that. It's almost like an unofficial after-school program, all these kids working all the time on the robots. And it's better to have them there doing that than other things. And just like you said earlier, robotics has the learning aspects to it, and it kind of transfers over to video games. There's video games out there that you're playing, and you're learning things and getting an educational factor, but you're having so much fun playing the game, you don't realize that you're absorbing all of that educational information.
We now actually have, and this is new this year, it started last year, because you have to be able to adapt to the times, and since everything was presented virtually last year, even going to work was a virtual concept, which is a nice thing actually. But we had to adapt, and so they now have a program called Vex VR where they can program and code and compete completely on a web-based platform, which is nice.
That's awesome. Well, thank you for joining our panel, and Patrick, thank you for joining, and Brandon, thank you. Let's give them all a big round of applause. All right, thank you all so much. Now, let's get back to playing some video games and robots. Thank you guys so much.
Yeah, absolutely.
Awesome. Great job. Thank you for filling in for the Army.
Always.
Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much.